Hello, I'm Melinda Keifer, and I'm your host for Live Green, Tennessee, where we bring you great stories from across our state. Today, we're at the Upper Cumberland Home and Garden Show with the Waters Farm CSA. We're going to cook some great things. Stick around. We got more to come. First of all, I made carrot soup with Napoli carrots. Now, I did do this beforehand. We'll sample this in just a few minutes, and we'll talk about that as we go forward. What I want to prepare for you today is a sauteed cabbage. We're real familiar with slaw, and we're very familiar with boiled cabbage, but you can only do it so many ways. So today we're going to saute it, but I want to explain to you a little bit about how winter produce can work. If you'll notice, the cabbage is a little pale. This is what you call storage cabbage. And if any of your families grew gardens and wanted to hold some of their produce over, then they created what they call storage cabbage. So this cabbage has been, it was picked in early January. Then it was placed in crates, wooden crates, and hay was placed on top of it, stem side up. And then the cabbage is stored. It tastes exactly the same, but the pale color is because it hasn't been out in the sun. So if you take those crates, set them back out in the sun, the chlorophyll will just green that cabbage right back up. But this is a real simple, easy, quick recipe that you can use with some of your winter produce as we go forward. You can put a variety of items in here. Today, I'm going to use a little olive oil, because we like olive oil a little better than the other. And here's the trick for me. Sesame oil. Very strong flavor, very sesame flavored. So it doesn't take very much, but mix it with your olive oil. And then we're going to top it with sesame seeds when we serve. You always can roast these too, which add another factor of nutty flavor. I'm going to go on and put my garlic in. And get our heat up just a little bit. We're going to get our skillet pretty hot because what you want to do is get a good sizzle on this. Let your garlic get kind of soft as we go forward. Live Green, Tennessee is a program that tries to connect the consumers with the producers. I think we're all enjoying the trend of getting back to a more healthy food and also supporting our local economy. What I have in front of you here today are a variety of greens that came in my basket yesterday, most of which you may or may not heard of. And I encourage you to come up afterwards and to sample these. We have a tot soy, which is in the Brussels sprout and broccoli family. We also have a pizzo mustard green. Now that pizzo mustard green, if you like horseradish, you need to take a little piece of that, get a taste of it, and then chop that up in your winter salad. Gives you an extra little bite, something different. I think we're all very guilty of just going and getting that iceberg, chopping that wedge and going from there. So I encourage you to explore with your greens. Lots of times you won't see these necessarily in the grocery, so that's the beauty of working with your local farmer. That garlic smells wonderful. You also could put pine nuts in here, all kinds of different things. If there's other vegetables, shred some carrots and put it in there. It's quick and easy, and if you're fixing a steak or a big old chicken breast, it's a very, very healthy, very, very low calorie side dish for you. And on a weeknight, when you want to get dinner done quick, this is the way to go. And then we're going to talk about this carrot soup. Okay. I want to encourage you to try the carrot soup. This recipe is so simple. Garlic, onion, little olive oil. Let that get good and soft and sweat it really well. Then you chop up your carrots, slice them in one potato, obviously to give it a little thickening. And then it's 6 cups of chicken stock or vegetable stock. Now I tend to like vegetable stock more because it's a little more intense. It's got a little more flavor to it than like a chicken stock might. So that's what I used in this recipe. Little bit of ginger. Now ginger's one of those things you either love or you hate. And unfortunately, your exposure to ginger has been at a commercial restaurant. And you can taste it intensely. Do fresh ginger. Whatever you do, give fresh ginger a try. All right, we're going to stir this soup just a little bit more. After your vegetables get nice and tender, You know, there are all kinds of kitchen gadgets that you see for sale. Some of them are worth it. Some of them just take up space in your kitchen. I highly recommend getting yourself an immersion blender. I use it so many times. Of course, obviously to puree this soup, but with your eggs, when you do scrambled eggs, anything that you need to whip that you might use a whisk or a hand beater for, this thing will do. It's a wonderful tool to have in the kitchen. Also, Nate brought some really early little small scallions, onions, and so we're going to top our soup with that today as well. This is Greek yogurt with a little honey and fresh thyme. Also, just cut a little hole in the bottom of this bag just to squeeze a little bit of that in there. So that's another quick, easy tip. You don't have to dirty up another dish. I have found that, and then we're going to put some little scallions on here for you too. I have found fresh herbs are the way to go. If you don't grow your own, you can buy them fresh in the store or at your farmer's market. I encourage all of you to do that. Again, the flavors are just so much more intense, and it gives all of your dishes just an extra little punch. We appreciate all of you coming to the Upper Cumberland Home and Garden Show. We hope you'll join us on the next segment of Live Green, Tennessee. Keep watching, keep eating healthy, and keep supporting your local economy.